Well, hello everyone, and welcome to this, our May Business Partner Advisory Council. We've got a very good session for you today, and I'm very pleased as well to be welcoming two guest speakers to our little meeting. We're joined again by Elizabeth, who is the head of engineering for Sage CRM. She looks after both the support experience and also the development team. And we're also joined by Colin Chambers from CRM Systems, and he'll be talking about some of the usage that Sage CRM makes in a particular vertical. And that's actually one of the developing themes for Sage CRM in the way in which we present it to the marketplace and to different analysts as well. So what we're going to do in today, we have got some regular elements within the BPAC session. We're going to go through, look at some of the scene setting for what we're doing, understanding the updates and releases, where we are with those. Elizabeth will be talking about those particular points. We'll look at some of the recent activities that we've been engaged in, and not all of the things that we're doing are shown at that point, because they will actually cascade into some of the other areas. We've been doing quite a lot of analytical work, looking at the positioning of Sage CRM within the market, and starting to do quite a bit of as you'll see, thinking about the roadmap and what we can do with the resources available to us. We're going to be hearing from Colin, looking at the way in which CRM Systems serves customers and their proposition, and the way in which they position Sage CRM to their customer base. And we'll be then going on looking in some detail actually at the way in which the roadmap is developing. We'll look at some of the collateral that's new and available to us, and then we'll start thinking about where we are in terms of any new sharing that anyone wants to do around customer success stories. So cracking on with this, we've obviously got two fantastic speakers today. We've got Elizabeth and Colin. The whole point, though, of what this meeting is to go through and make sure that we are clear on what Sage is thinking about in terms of the positioning of Sage CRM. We've just got off a call. Elizabeth and I have just got off the call from part of the team within the UK. We are regularly talking to our customers around the world. I've been talking in preparation for this week with both the 300 support colleagues and with Richard Jang, and the project manager there, Nate Belly, the project manager for 100, and starting to make sure that we're all aligned and we're singing from the same hymn book, if not exactly the same hymn sheet. But we are making sure that that there is validation for the strategy that we're engaged in. So I'll be sharing some of that news. I will be talking about the analysis that we've done, looking at the blind spots that we've identified, and therefore what we're doing to mitigate that within the roadmap as well. So I think there'll be some brand new slides that I don't think anyone will have seen yet, looking at the work that we've done. We're obviously meeting every other month, so at least 11 meetings a year. That's the new plan. And so we will get a good cadence and being able to see where we are within each of the releases that we have in the year, both of the releases. If you have colleagues who would like to come along to these meetings, or if you identify that there are partners who should be here, then please share the invitation. Get them to email sagecrmteam@sage.com, and we can add them to the invitation list for the meetings. We want to make sure that this is as widespread as possible for our customers. This slide shares the instruction that we're working on and is forming the basis of all of our OKRs, all of our objectives and personal and team objectives for Sage CRM. And that is Sage CRM has a long-term strategy for Sage CRM. Our target is to keep Sage CRM relevant and customers buying and renewing. We are modernizing the code and experience, innovating, and the team is freed to act like a startup as needed to accomplish this goal. So therefore you'll probably find we're doing things not necessarily the traditional Sage way. We're trying to make sure that we're doing things to support you in the best way that you need with the resources that we have, and to be as responsive as possible to some of the requests that you send us. Now, we still have the vision that was set in 2020, at the end of 2023, which is part of our vision for the product, and this is still valid. We want to make sure that Sage CRM offers seamless integration capabilities. That's our number one priority in terms of positioning Sage CRM, not just in terms of the integration with our Sage's own ERP systems, but being able to connect to other databases, other systems as well. We want to make sure that reporting wise that we provide holistic views, actionable insights. So in looking at what we can bring from all of the back-end systems into the front end is still key. We want to make sure our APIs are fit for purpose. We want to be able to make sure that all of those connections that you want to make are as effortless as possible where you are resorting to actual code. We want to make sure that we have got a modern, intuitive interface to use, and we want to make sure that the experience from you as our partners, you should be able to deploy for customers Sage CRM anywhere, anyhow. All of these objectives in terms of performance, reliability, scalability are in fact informing our roadmap and all of the conversations that we'll have going forward. I spent in the last presentation quite a lot of time on simple licensing and the way in which we offer now Sage CRM. It should be presented to our customers as really a single purchase, so there is no need to think in terms of additional modules that they have to purchase, additional integration capabilities, or additional costs. So the idea is that we should be always presenting Sage CRM as something that is very easy and transparent to understand when it comes to the total cost of ownership, and therefore how quickly there can be a return on investment. Now, I've been since our last meeting, I've been dwelling quite a lot within inside different analysts' reports. You know that we don't feature, really, we're not one of the top sort of 10 CRM systems around the world in terms of visibility and scale. We are a niche player within inside the world, but we are picked up and carried into analysts' reports, whether it is the Forrester's technology wave for CRM and certainly if we look in their latest report at the end of 2024 that is still valid for the H1 of 2025, they identify Sage CRM as a pretty good, very economic and good return on investment when it comes to the type of CRM system that it is. It is a horizontal CRM system that is available with product features to support every single department within inside a business. So you can move from all parts of the sales team and marketing team all the way through to the operational control, customer service, and then management elements of reporting. So it is a broad CRM system which is very flexible for customization. And that's something that we have heard in the last BPAC meeting, and we will be hearing, I think, again when we understand how Sage CRM, although it's broad, can then start to be fitted into a vertical understanding of a particular industry. That's the idea. Now, I'm going to hand over to Elizabeth so she can provide you with information from what's happening inside the development team. So, Elizabeth, are you here? Are you with us?
I'm here. Can you see me?
So just tell me when you want me to move the slides
Okay,
on.
you drive. Thanks, Jeff. I'll start with the patches. So I think everyone is aware of the changes that Microsoft made earlier this year. Crucially, they removed a role called application impersonation, which Sage CRM had relied on for Exchange integration. So to accommodate the Microsoft changes, we released a set of patches back in March to update the way that CRM integrates with Exchange Online. Those 3 patches covered all the supported versions of CRM, so from 22R1 to 24R2, that's 6 versions. Unfortunately, there were some issues with these updates. We had customers reporting that appointments were syncing, but syncing at the wrong time, especially across time zones. So if you had the server in one time zone and a user in a different one, you'd sync and your appointment would show up in the other system at the wrong time. So we've addressed all of those issues. Last week, we released another set of 3 patches to fix all those problems. And again, they are for all supported versions of CRM. So if you are on 22R1 or R2, you can update to 22R2.7. All those direct upgrades are supported from the R1 or R2 version of CRM from that year. There is a description of the changes that Microsoft have made, and there's more information on the Sage Community Hub. There's a screenshot from there. Could you go on to the next one, please, Jeff? Thanks. So the main issues, as I said, were with appointments syncing at the wrong time. So we'd have appointments arriving an hour too early, lasting too long. Some customers had start and end times the same, so lasting no time at all. And in one particularly unusual case, we had an appointment that started after it had finished. So we've fixed all 4 of those issues. They're fixed in all 3 patches. If you want more details about the specific issues that are fixed in each patch, there's a README that goes out with each patch. And I think that README is also on, yes, it's on the Help Center, not on the Community Hub, but it'll be on the Help Center. There are a couple of extra issues in specific patches. So in 24R2.2, there's a bug with relating to groups, and there are a couple of important mail merge issues that are fixed in the other 2 patches in the 22 and 23. So if you want to know more about what's there, please do go to help.sagecrm.com. And if you want more information about the changes and why they were necessary, that's all on the Sage Community Hub. Thank you, Jeff. And all of those bug fixes are also in 25R1. That's our maintenance release. It is a little late. It is going to be out before the end of the month. Now, we're aiming for Friday, so before the end of this week, but realistically, we're looking at the end of the month. All of the issues that are fixed in the patches are also fixed in this version. The main feature of 25R1 is obviously the update to Exchange Online integration. We've also made a few improvements to the functionality and the screen. This is based on customer feedback. So the import emails button has been moved from the summary to the communications tab. That's where it belongs logically. Another logical update is that entities can now be linked as siblings, not just as parent as child, but if you have sister entities, you can call them each sister of the other one, which is another logical fix. And then we've changed the way the icons behave on gadgets, so they're not fixed. As you move the gadget around, resize it, the icons just rearrange themselves automatically. So it's a small improvement, but it looks a lot better. As with all maintenance releases, there are some security updates. There are also improvements to self-service, and then lots of customer bugs that have been fixed in 25R1. So look forward to releasing that, if not this week, then next week. And as always, there's a lot of information on the Help Center at the Community Hub, and Jeff will talk more about the training that he's doing. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Thank you. Yes, stepping into what we've been doing recently, I think the first thing I should do is say that the TPAC cycle of conferences has been a huge boost to the Sage CRM publicity around the world. You know, much more awareness, especially within now that we've been able, within this financial year, to be able to be visible within TPAC in Asia, TPAC in Johannesburg, and TPAC in Canada as well. So fantastic that we have these 3 continental conferences that have taken place, bringing together mostly Sage 300 partners, but certainly the last conference in between our last time we were together in the BPAC and today have been the TPAC that was held in the Hyatt Regency in Toronto at the beginning of April. It was a very, very good event. I found it extremely valuable being able to speak to a lot of Sage colleagues, have everyone that I needed to have in the room to be able to get a sense of influence over them. Even that's including people like Nancy Sperry and Mark Hickman from the North American leadership team. So we had 150 delegates focused on Sage 300 and related ISV products. I am delighted to have such a strong presence within the keynote, the exhibitor sessions and partner discussions, although I didn't have specific sessions on Sage CRM within the conference. I was more than happy to be the person who brought the keynote, the Sage keynote, to a close, and to be able to talk very well about the experience of using Sage CRM within an integrated and standalone environment. But we also were able to see Sage CRM playing a very important role in the big deals. And this is something that has been repeated across each of the conferences when we've been listening to partners talking about the larger deals, which they're sharing. These are the large ERP deals, and being able, whether it's in Sage Asia or as Meath will be able to say, he was speaking in Johannesburg in February about some of the deals that he was doing, and again in Toronto, the North American deals that were being very successfully done by bringing in people from bringing customers, not just with the accounting system, but with the CRM system as well. So it was a very positive conference. I'm looking forward to being able to be back onto those conferences again. But it does bring me to another bit of exposure to partners that we've had in the last month, and that was last month. I was able to be put in front of quite a large group of APAC partners talking about Sage CRM. We're making very good headway. Jonathan Hapker and I spoke to partners together about the opportunity that Sage CRM is presenting. We were able to not just talk to, if you like, the usual suspects of Sage 300 and CRM partners, but we were also looking at sharing news about integrations that exist between Sage CRM and Sage X3 and Sage CRM and Sage Intacct as well, looking at the business of advantage that integrations with those products provided to our Sage partners. So that was a very good experience. And we now have right on our doorstep, if you like, happening just in a few weeks' time, we have Sage Future. Now, I'm not going to Sage Future. Sage CRM does not have an explicit role within the conference. It has, though, a very good supporting role. And I've been sharing with all of my colleagues who are either speaking at various sessions or playing a role within the manning of the booths to make sure that all of our booth staff have the necessary information that they need, including the talking points, and also making sure that all of our staff and colleagues understand the messaging that we want to get across. So these are the talking points that I've been sharing with with my colleagues, and I will also be sharing with them information about latest what analysts are saying about Sage CRM, so that they're equipped. And the next session, next BPAC, I'll be sharing some of those points as well about where you can find the latest opinion pieces and be able to talk more confidently with customers as well about what people are actually saying in a live world. So we are very confident about Sage CRM's presence within Sage Future, even though we're not going to be explicitly called out. I don't think there's any excuse. I have been busy for partners who have asked me to make introductions, and if you are going to Atlanta and you want to have introductions with certain new members of staff, then shout and I'll be very happy to make introductions as well. I think I've spoken to just about everyone going to Sage Futures now from the Sage side, so they'll be delighted to have another introduction to a partner as well. Okay. What else is happening is we've started our latest cycle of education. So we've got all of these training courses happening tomorrow and Friday. These are lunchtime sessions, half-hour sessions covering a range of core skills. They're building on some of the administrative things that we were talking about at the end of last year and into the beginning of this year. We will keep going with these free education, building all of the renewed educational materials as we go through. We are getting quite a lot of traction. We know that they are being viewed on the Sage support channel on YouTube. That's the Sage support and training YouTube channel, and it's very, very good that we're getting that sense of interaction and awareness as well. You can find all of those simply by following this QR code. You can see the latest course that is being built here, which is the Sage CRM Fundamentals. Just follow that and you'll be able to see all of the recordings. I'm grappling with a brand new video editing tool, or it's not a new tool, it's a new tool to me, and hopefully you won't notice any change in the quality of the videos that are ending up onto the channel. We have also been busy with blog articles. There is always space for you to be able to write about customer successes and news stories that you think are worthwhile. So please, if you'd like to get involved in submitting a story onto the community, on the Sage CRM community within the wider Sage community hub, then please drop me a note and that we can get that published for you. But certainly just calling out 4 of those recent articles looking at how Sage CRM has been empowering SMBs over the last few decades, reporting on the TPAC Toronto conference, and then some of the practical choices of making sure that you're choosing the right theme for mobile staff, depending on the business need when on mobile devices. I'd like to hand over now to Colin so he can share exactly how Sage CRM is being used in an industry that he's very familiar with. So I wonder, Colin, are you here? Are you going to unmute yourself and announce your presence?
Yes. Hi, Jeff.
Very,
Thank you.
very good. Well, just tell me as you want to progress, Colin. You are the senior CRM consultant and owner, aren't you, of
Yeah.
CRM Systems?
Yep, that's correct.
Very good.
Well, okay. So thank you, Jeff, for inviting me today. And Jeff has asked me to describe a sector that we have supported with Sage CRM over several years now. You can go ahead and advance this. It's branded as Petroleum Insights CRM. And for about 5 years, I was the director of CRM for a company called DM2 Software. And if you could maybe just go ahead and skip ahead a couple of slides, one more. So DM2 was a Sage 100 partner pretty much exclusively. And they had a product that had been developed over probably 30 years on Sage 100 Mass 90. And we had about 300 installs, and it was called Petroleum Insights. And the target market for this were companies that call themselves petroleum marketers. And it's kind of a subset of the oil and gas sector. And these are companies that distribute, sell, market petroleum products such as gas, oil, propane, jet fuel, and they transport, distribute from the refinery, from the railroad tracks, on tankers to gas stations and convenience stores frequently. So they also sometimes get into the business of property management, and retail in the retail stores. So this product, Petroleum Insights, had been developed over about 30 years on Mass 90, and there was, just layers of pricing, customizations and stuff, a lot of, really industry-specific stuff in there. So I joined the company in 2013, and there really was not much of a CRM department there, so I kind of created like a CRM business unit. And so we were a Sage partner and pretty much exclusively Sage 100 and Sage CRM. And we ended up with about 40 or so Sage CRM installs. And what ended up happening, though, was in about 2018, DM2 Software was acquired and by a company called PDI Software. So they technically are still a Sage partner, but their heart's really not in it. They're not all that loyal to Sage. And they're developing an enterprise, brand new from scratch enterprise platform for petroleum marketers. And they're really just trying to migrate everybody off of Sage and Sage 100 and Sage CRM. So I still do support a handful of these clients because they just, there's a lot of the old DM2 clients just don't really want to go onto the new platform for PDI. So basically they're just trying to figure out what they're going to do. There could conceivably be some opportunity there if somebody wanted to pick up the development, of all these customizations on Sage 100 and take that over some development partner. I don't know if it's the most attractive opportunity in the world, but that's kind of the scenario that we have there. Can you go ahead and move forward? And I'll talk a little bit about, what the offering on the CRM side is. And again, I still do have some clients on it. One user organization with over 100 users still. And most of these, the integration between CRM and ERP is based on Gratrix. I have quite a bit of experience with the Sage integration for Sage CRM and Sage 100. Back around that time frame, 2013 to 2017, it really, I hate to disparage a Sage product, but it was pretty difficult to support and work with. And so I just kind of, migrated towards the Gratrix platform. And it is a good foundation. I've heard a lot of people complain about Gratrix, but personally, I've had good experience with them. We have it, worked out to kind of a good working arrangement. There is the time zone difference, but yet they're very professional, very competent. We do most of our interaction via emails, but that has worked out great. It's a good platform and that we built on top of sales dashboards. There were also petroleum marketer specific fields and screens, drop downs, opportunity workflow was very specific to the industry. Chevron is usually the supplier for a lot of these, or ExxonMobil. And Chevron and ExxonMobil have their own specific opportunity stages that you had to use. And they actually had quite an aggressive program that they would actually reimburse the CRM purchase, if the petroleum marketer would comply with all of their requirements, which for one thing meant they had to open up their whole system, their whole opportunity pipeline, and just communicate directly with Chevron and Exxon. Now, this also, we had a large, part of it was everything is measured in gallons, opportunities are gallons. So we built in, calculators to calculate the dollar amount of the opportunity based on margin, gross profit, and gallons. Otherwise, we probably had up to, around 40 or so different add-ons projects that we built for Sage CRM, and about 25 of them were, products. This was back around the time that Sage was converting over to subscription pricing. So we actually had subscription pricing for about 25 different add-on products for Sage CRM, and the whole thing was referred to as Petroleum Insights CRM. So a lot of it was like a credit application integrated with DocuSign. We had location management. They frequently manage their business by locations or by address. So we built in the ability to have opportunities and cases and communications and an account manager by address. So then you would have My CRM addresses. You could have your own My CRM, all your addresses that are assigned to you. You could do lookups on addresses and so forth. Equipment management. One thing we did too is that a lot of times their business sales organizations were broken into multiple product lines. And this is, not specific really to this particular sector, but different product lines had a completely different opportunity workflow, different fields, different information to be captured, different competitors. So we actually built the system. And if you could skip ahead a couple of that, and this was just, okay, here. So this, okay, I'll talk about this one here. So this is, as I mentioned, Chevron.
You said a couple, so.
Sorry about that, yeah. This was the, the opportunity stages that we had to comply with, for Exxon and for Chevron. And if you, go ahead and skip ahead. Okay, and this just kind of illustrates that there was a whole bunch of different, from within the sales department, there was completely separate product lines. So their entire sales process was different for all these. And then go ahead and skip ahead one more. So here's an example of the opportunity summary page. And if you notice the upper section, common values, that would be shared across all the different product lines. And then the lower section, it says aviation sales, OPPO values. So that was for the aviation sales team. So that's what's specific and different, to that particular group. So this way the system could be shared. It's about 115 user system. And then you notice down at the bottom, everything's driven by gallons and margin. So if the sales rep knows what the margin is, and then they plug in how many gallons they have, this is selling jet fuel to airports. And you can see that the bottom section has two parts to it, two different amounts of gross profit for this particular opportunity annually. And then that rolls up to the sum total for the opportunity at the top. So that was kind of basically what we did. Again, there were a lot of different customizations we did. Single sign-on, just a bunch of stuff, around 25 different add-on products for Sage CRM. And again, a lot of it's not really specific to this industry, but we, branded it as Petroleum Insights CRM. So that's pretty much the whole picture. This was just you notice that the opportunity statistics box at the top there was modified to capture gallons instead of dollars. Someone asked to deploy anywhere in the cloud or on premise. Most of these are really, it's an on-premise install, but yet it runs on Azure or Amazon AWS. So it seems like a cloud application, but it really is just an on-premise installation into a cloud environment. And then this was just an additional diagram of how we would track leads from various places, process them through the CRM, through the sale, through the opportunity, close the deal. Then you'd promote that into the DM2 system, which is Sage 100. And then we had like a sale database, which would then feed information back, identify opportunities based on purchases, and then generate leads out of that, and then cycle back into a CRM lead and so forth. This is really just a kind of a generalization of a customer onboarding workflow. We got into a pretty elaborate workflow for onboarding customers for one company, including the credit application, encrypted documents, notifications going out to the rep and the customer as to whether their credit was declined or approved. Then there's a process for setting up the new customer. There's a credit department, they get a notification, they go into CRM, fill in all the blanks that they need, promote it, set the account up in Sage 100, and then, appropriate notifications. We also had a customer welcome package of information that got automatically sent out along the way. So it got to be pretty involved, this customer onboarding process. So that was another add-on that we had.
Right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for that, Colin.
You're welcome.
If you'd like
Thank you.
if everyone likes to connect with Colin, you can reach out to him on LinkedIn, and I've provided the information there. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Jeff.
The whole reason why this is very important for us to be able to hear from customers working within particular industries is that Sage CRM is this horizontal application, but because of its customization abilities, it is able to fit very neatly into different vertical applications. So we've just heard there about the usage within the petrochemical or petroleum distribution industry, but also we know that there is the whole context from service management. We heard in the March edition of the BPAC from Timelinx. We know about how it's used for project management. We know that we have got excellent development partners like S5 who do mapping and route planning, and we know about companies like JTM Consultancy and Consulting and their Axiom product, who is a fantastic example of bringing lots of different disparate systems together, like geographical information systems and very detailed detailed systems to be able to do something as innovative as death care management. So we are used in all sorts of different verticalized industries to be able to create a product that is almost unshakable to be able to be removed from a customer because it matches their needs so well. And that's actually where we want to be able to be with Sage CRM. Let's see how our roadmap is developing and some of the analysis work that we have been doing in the last part of today. This is to remind you that Sage CRM is this enormous product that covers everything from simple contact management through to lead management, Salesforce management, the ability to be able to control forecasting, customer care, after product management, and everything in between. And you can see that all of the places that we have got here, we identify that there are different areas that we need to improve, and where there are gaps shown by the white spaces there, we know that we can fill those white gaps with ISV solutions, either existing ISV solutions or where we are in conversation to be able to improve our relationships with different independent software vendors to bring on new items. How that sits, well, what we've done is we've started to do some functional and competitive gap analysis. You can see that we have identified that in terms of our analyst work, that we know that we need to be able to improve more around the idea of AI. We do have obviously AI assistance within the product, but what we don't have is some of the native AI capabilities that we hope to be able to bring in. We've identified within our roadmap when we're going to bring in the co-pilot work that we're doing. So we have a need to be able to improve all of our automation capabilities with a little bit of AI magic as well there. And we also want to be able to bring in a little bit more around marketing automation with perhaps additional third-party products, but also we will identify a need to be able to have a WhatsApp story inside our roadmap as well. We know that we want to develop much more the conversational interfaces that we have, not just to have alerts, if you like, appearing within the product, but we want to be able to dynamically query within this. So we want to be able to interact with data. We have a mechanism that we've identified that will allow us to do that, that will step on beyond, if you like, the alerts that we have, the messages that we have, and things like the company narrative that we already have. We want to be able to do a little bit more around in marketing improvement, and that's not just a story around additional email solutions, but also SMS and, as you see here, social media aspects as well. We want to be able to tell the full story from interactions on company websites as well. And actually, we do have a pretty good story if we're starting to extend that into conversations with existing partners such as Leadinfo and Spotler. We have certainly as well a little bit more that we can do to improve our analytics. We have got examples of that through the existing relationships that we've got with both Enterprise Sage Enterprise Intelligence and Zap BI. They also work across the CRM database as well, and we know that we want to be able to do more for our low code aspects. We've identified that we want to do more around the citizen developer. And we know as well, and folks on this call will probably be able to tell you that we do have a difficulty around visibility of Sage CRM within the Sage marketplace as well. So we know we want to do that. So in terms of our prioritization, this is probably the thing that is most hitting our roadmap in terms of our gaps. So we know that we want to be able to have a very like an improved mobile experience. It's a must-have for field users who need offline access. We have got superb solutions in the form of relationships with CRM Together. Timelinx also offers a very good mobile solution specifically for the service side. But we want to be able to explore additional relationships, and we are in conversations with third parties about improving options for partners to be able to create specifically verticalized solutions for our customers. Again, this is making sure that the general problem with Sage CRM's mobile experience in the past is that it's such a generalized experience that it's very difficult to fit an optimized mobile app around a particular business purpose or a business need. And what we want to be able to do is fill that gap. And we think we've identified a mechanism to do that. We also want to be able to do more with AI. We're in already conversation with Sage Copilot, and I know as well, because of email traffic that I've just seen today, I also know that our ISVs are working on solutions around bringing in AI to leverage data from Sage CRM to be able to improve the use of data from Sage CRM and the underlying accounting system as well. You'll see from the roadmap that we have, we think we're going to be able to plug the gap around omnichannel messaging, or at least start to improve our story there. And we are looking at improving our marketing story as well, again, through conversations with a third party. We have low code on our agenda as well, or no code, I should say. We're going to be improving the interface by moving over to Kendo grids. We're going to be improving the type of information that we have within Sage CRM, hopefully by bringing on some more of the dashboards from things like Sage Enterprise Intelligence. So overall, we are identifying how we can improve within the roadmap all of the user experience. And this is where we come on to the revised roadmap. So this is showing us where we are within the development of both 2025 R1, which is a maintenance release. I've managed to fill up quite a lot of space there for what is a maintenance release. That's imminent. Elizabeth was telling us that maybe it'll come out this week, but if not, it'll be next week. And we also, by 2025 R2, we want to be able to be bringing in quite a lot of improvements inside the interface, just to make it a lot simpler to be able to work. But you'll notice that there is this big project on the renewal of Sage CRM's architecture. We had a big renewal experience with the move from Exchange Web Services to MS Graph with Exchange. We hope it's not going to be as horrendous as we want to be able to finally move all of our 32-bit functions over to 64-bit. The good news is that this is an additional pulse of resource being pushed into the CRM team. This is not something that we're having to do under our own existing resources. So it's brand new resources coming in to make sure that we've got the uplift to 64-bit. If it does, we want to get it into this cycle of 2025. If it doesn't, it'll drift into 2026 as well. I'll keep you posted on that, but it won't affect the main feature improvements that we've got planned within the product. 2026, you see where the gaps are being plugged with the idea of the WhatsApp integration. We see the switch to Kendo styles, things like that. So rapid changes, lots of AI stories, the Copilot elements, and of course, we've got more with further down the line around the Sage network as well. If you want to share the roadmap officially with your customers, the public roadmap is housed within the context of the Sage UKI website. This is the public roadmap. You're very welcome to share that. When it comes to the collateral that we're creating and sharing, this is partly driven by the questions that we're given as to say, can you create additional resources for us? Jeff, send in an email to me and I'll see what I can do to match things. There's quite a lot of things already present. I think I told you in the last meeting around the resources that we have for explaining the mobile theme, implementation and developer best practices, as well as a general product brochure of driving growth, efficiency and customer success. They're all up on the partner resource partner hub, and there is another very useful guide there for system. This is, although it's aimed at self-service, this is also a very useful guide for anyone wanting to harden their customer servers as well. So there's securing Sage CRM self-service, a guide, equally applicable in many cases to hardening a CRM server as well. Let's see though. Does anyone want to be able to give a shout out to themselves to be able to say, this is the success that we're having at the moment? So who wants to be able to shout out and share anything? You can turn yourself off on mute if you want to be able to shout out on anything.
Well, Jeff, hi, Jeff, this is Colin again. Yeah, I could talk about another story. I don't have slides or pictures or anything, but we have a client called Barclay Water Management, and they're a Sage 100 user, about 80 users on Sage CRM, and we do have the the Greatrix integration there as well. And we actually built a really comprehensive sales dashboard, which is territory driven for 80 salespeople. And it has margins. It's really, it would be better to be able to show you, but it's a highly involved sales dashboard for individual reps and for management. So another thing we built in there also was contract management. We put on added the NView contract manager to start with, but then ended up building a workflow into a portal for approving contracts. So the contract group, then we have a big screen, a lot of information. It incorporates order entry, so they have an order involved in it. They send that out to a portal for salespeople to approve it. And then they go back and forth, and then they approve it, and then they implement the contract within CRM. So that's kind of a neat project on Sage CRM.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Colin. Yeah. What? Anyone else want to be able to share something that they're very pleased
with? Hi, Jeff.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, Jeff. It's Mark Engelberg. Hey, from Timelinx. I can do a shout out if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not usually one to do this, but I'm going to do it. We've just released finally a thorough, complete integration for Sage 200 with Timelinx. I know people rely on typically a couple of other products in the UK, but we've now got a thorough Sage 200 integration. Our implementation of their first client is going in this week or next week. So I just wanted to mention that. That works with our mobile tool as well, which is a pretty thorough product that, whether connected or disconnected, handles parts and materials and assets, as well as documents, checklists, time, expenses, all of that in a comprehensive standalone mobile app for Android or iOS. So the 200 integration is the new one, and we've also got a couple of new videos and a podcast that Google's Notebook LM, and Jeff, you just heard it, put a podcast together that's 12 minutes long and blew me away. So if people are looking for a podcast for their business, I told Google LM to simply look, a Notebook LM, to look at our website, and it asked for sources of materials to put a podcast together. I did nothing but type in our URL, and I got a 12-minute podcast between two people with ums and ahs, and it sounded like real people. And it's unbelievable. So I encourage you all to try it. So a shout out to Google. It's an amazing tool. But if anybody wants to hear mine, of course, that's a little PR for us. And we've got a couple of other new videos as well. Just drop me a line.
Thank you so much. I'd like to point out I keep my camera on just to tell people that I am a real human being and not an AI bot.
You mean like this?
Like this.
Sorry, I thought it was on.
Thank you very much, Mark. Can I just, and I can just verify that Mark's Timelinx product, in terms of market awareness and stretch, you have customers around the world, and they work within not only North America, Sage 100, 300, but globally with 300, and you also have X3 and Intact integrations, and now 200 within the UK as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, so
Super.
100,
Thank
200,
you very much.
100,
Excellent.
200, 300 X3, and 100, 200, 300 X3 and Intact. Yeah,
I can definitely say they're a great team to work with. We've used them here in the UK, where we ourselves didn't know the product that too well, but they're a great team to work with, and the customer has enjoyed working with them. So yeah, I can certainly speak for Timelinx. So
thank you, Matthew. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Matthew. Now, I do know, is Mish still here? You had your hand up earlier on, Mish.
Yes, I'm still here.
Right, do you want to share some news? The evangelist that you are.
I talked about the story during the TPAC, and I'm going to mention it here again. I've got one of our colleagues, Heinz. He's also on the call. He can probably give you more in-depth detail. He was very involved with the project. But what we've done is, the customer, they move a lot of fertilizer. So the fertilizer, they buy the majority of it, or the bulk of it comes from Saudi, and then they move it via ship all around the coast, and they drop the product in the harbors at the port here in Mozambique, and then they do cross-border, put it on trucks and move it cross-border into warehouses into different countries. So Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Malawi, Zambia, and the rest of it. So there are 28 companies in the group. They have in Malawi, they have 160 retail outlets that sell fertilizer, but then they'll also sell bikes and Coke and airtime and stuff like that. So the entire process that handles the shipment right through from when we do the procurement, we actually run it in Sage CRM. We've actually labeled it kinetic. So the product's called kinetic, but all the procurement itself, even the demand, is actually handled by Sage CRM. We bring it on the ship. We actually do the ports handling. We put it onto the truck. Even do the blending of the bombs through CRM with our integration, and then move the product into the warehouse, and then between the warehouses in country. With all the cross-border documentation and everything else happening. Just to give you an idea, so on average, the company does 15,000 transactions on a daily basis. Huge site.
That is huge. That's huge.
Huge site.
Yeah.
And then we've got
Mish, can I ask you a question? Because one of the hot topics at the moment, does that, because you're crossing so many borders, do you also include tariff management? Because a lot of people would be very interested in that.
Well, we do a lot of funny things, Jeff.
Okay.
So and then another interesting one is we've actually done an integration between Sage CRM and Sage Business Cloud Accounting, where we are assisting guys that run. They do construction work for insurance companies. So if your house burns down, you'll put in a call, and the guys will come out. We've got them running on our mobiles. So from a mobile perspective, they'll go do an assessment on site. And that assessment comes back into Sage CRM so that they can handle all of the insurance claim processing from that perspective. So once the claim has actually been processed, successfully, then we do the integration back into Sage Business Cloud Accounting. So
Okay,
very interesting use case there.
Yeah, Meet, I'm going to give you a challenge. Would you like to speak at the next BPAC? Because I want to know about that integration with Sage Business Cloud Accounting.
We can definitely have a chat about that. Yes.
That's good. Okay, I think there's one more person. Matthew, you've got your hand up as well.
Mine's just a question, really. Just looking back at the roadmap that's in, just really more for confirmation for 2025. Whilst the patches have come out to sort out the diary synchronization for calendar items, can we confirm that 2025 will now do task synchronization as well?
Elizabeth, are we able to confirm that for Matthew?
That's a negative, unfortunately, Matthew. No, we don't have tasks in 25R1. It was planned, and then we were distracted by having to release another set of patches, unfortunately. So
Squirrel. Yeah, no. No, that's fine. It just gives me an idea what to expect, because I know some people are waiting for it, but whether to just patch it with the current patches or to hold off for 2025. So no,
well, I think the existing pains that we have is a need to patch, I'm afraid.
Oh, I'll patch into the latest one, because I haven't implemented the latest ones that have just come out, so 2024 R2.2, but it's whether to hold off for 2025 or just to patch with that, or do you think that 2025 is still better over the R2.2?
it depends on what else your customers need. If they're using the integration and they're annoyed by the issues in it, appointments syncing at the wrong time, then I would go with the second patch. If there's anything in 25R1 that is attractive to your customers, then it might be worth looking at it. It
is mainly the appointment thing, so that's fine.
Okay.
So I can just go with the .2 patch. That's not a problem.
Excellent.
Cool.
Thanks.
Right.
Cheers, guys.
I'm stepping on because we are now over time. I'm afraid we are
Very
over time. But any questions before I finally call an end to the meeting? Well, thank you very much to Elizabeth. Thank you very much to Colin for being part of today's BPAC. I hope everyone has found this a very useful briefing, making sure that you understand Sage's commitment to Sage CRM and where we are within our journey and renewal of the product as we're going into the next set of development. Thank you so much, everyone. I look forward to seeing you now on our next BPAC, which will be in July. Do share it with anyone else who wants to join. Tell them to drop me a line, and I'll be very happy to add them into the meeting so that we can keep the enthusiasm going and we know where to find each other. Thank you so much.
Nice job, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
Nice job.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Nice job.
Cheers.